About to meet a man whose dream always was to be able to ride the waves on the west side of Vancouver Island without getting hypothermia.
And it turns out that some people are jokingly complaining that his seats are too hot.
It's a chilly morning on the west coast of Vancouver Island. The ocean is just a few degrees above freezing. Not the kind of weather you typically associate with surfing. Unless you're one of these cowboys. This is Eric Hansen.
What's great about the West Coast experience is the pure, pristine waves. You feel like you're tapped into raw nature.
And this is Hugh Pite, a.k.a. Dr. Big Wave. He's been surfing 40 years.
You'll stay out there until you are absolutely so tired you can't move. And then you go back and get warm, and you go out and do exactly the same thing again. It is so exhilarating.
Exhilarating is one way to put it. Downright frigid is another. That's where Richard Myerscough and his new drysuit crash into the picture. Richard's a surfer who also happens to own Ocean Rodeo, and he's come up with a way to keep cold water surfers warm.
So the diving version, we absolutely love it. So this year we launched the world's first surfing drysuit, and this is quite a milestone for cold water surfing, because up until now people have only worn wetsuits or in the tropics just board shorts and rash guard.
You know, there's challenges with wetsuits. They've done a pretty good job of keeping your body really warm, but your toes and your feet start to get pretty cold. And, you know, you have a limited amount of time that you can actually spend in the water.
A neoprene wetsuit will allow water in through the zippers, through the seams, through your neck and wrists and ankles. What happens is your body has to heat up that layer of water to stay warm. So in effect, as soon as water gets into a wetsuit, your body is losing energy by heating this water up.
And this one's yours.
A couple of years ago, Richard started working on ways to replace wetsuits with dry suits.
And then put the dry core on.
Dry suits originally were exclusively used for divers, and they would want something that was fairly heavy, and flexibility wasn't really a big issue. Whereas for surfers, the biggest thing is the flexibility in the arms.
Dry suits are normally made of a thick polyurethane-coated fabric, but the folks at Ocean Rodeo have developed a light nylon version.
Which is more flexible, because externally we've got basically a Lycra bodysuit protecting the entire dry core. So the suit is much lighter and more flexible because of this.
That's the key, flexibility.
You can actually see the dry core that is used on the surf suit. It is very, very loose cut. It's a lightweight coated fabric. And then located all around the suit are around the zippers and wrists and ankles is this Velcro. And then what we do is we attach to the Velcro a Lycra skin. And what this Lycra skin does is it protects the dry core from bumps and nicks that you may get while you're surfing. And it also sucks the dry core in and creates a very, very streamlined, sleek suit.
A few more adjustments and Hugh is ready to go.
Feels like just wearing rain gear with Stanfields.
The suits are sewn up at Ocean Rodeo's headquarters.
All of the components, the zippers are waterproof, the fabrics are waterproof, and then you have special latex seals at the neck, wrists, and ankles. They all have to be seam welded to keep the water out, so that is the critical step right here, seam welding.
The next critical step is quality control. Every single suit goes through this pressure test before it leaves the factory floor. They put each dry suit in a water tank, crank up a pressure gauge to inflate the suit, and then check all the seams for leaks, front and back.
It's much easier to do it up front than potentially have a problem down the road with a customer with a leaky suit, so they all get tested.
They passed the pressure test. Now let's see how the suits hold up in the ocean.
Oh, that was great. Sure, nice and toasty out there. When I was out there, I was paddling quite a bit, and it was getting a bit too hot, so I had to go immerse myself completely in the water to cool down a little bit.
I had the same experience. It was super hot out in the water, and I actually had to peel back the hood and dip my head in the water just to cool down.
The military and rescue swimmers have put in orders for the dry suit, and surfers on distant shores could be riding the trend soon.
All the northern European countries North America, of course, right down to, you know, Australia in the wintertime. There's a lot of cold water out there, a lot of surf.
Sounds like Richard and his friends are absolutely ready to catch the next big wave.